All right, let's just jump right in. Today, we're going to break down a really raw, incredibly direct public message that was posted to YouTube in July 2024. And the whole thing kicks off from a hospital room, which right away raises these huge questions about truth, sanity, and where professional responsibility begins and ends. And this is how it starts. Imagine hearing this. It's a startling, deeply personal accusation that just grabs you, right? This isn't some abstract argument or a theoretical debate. This is someone in a state of crisis, pointing a finger and saying, "You did this to me." So yeah, that begs the big question, doesn't it? Who is this guy? And what's his story? That's what we're going to do today. We're going to piece together the chain of events, at least from his perspective, that landed him in this really dire life-or-death situation. So, let's start with the accusation itself. This isn't some vague post, by the way. The speaker, Ahmad Haj, is very specific. So let's lay out exactly who he's talking about. First up, he names his psychiatrist, Dr. Said Jurej. He calls him out directly by name, and just like that, what could have been a private, behind-closed-doors medical issue is now suddenly out in the open for the entire world to see. But he doesn't stop there. He also brings in another physician, someone he calls Dr. Vinicius. And this is where it gets really interesting, because he's not just saying one doctor got it wrong. He's suggesting there was a whole medical team, a professional consensus that was completely and fundamentally mistaken about him. Okay, so what exactly does he say they did wrong? Well, according to him, this whole mess didn't just happen overnight. The roots go way back, nearly a decade. Let's take a look at the timeline that he lays out for us. So you can see here, this whole thing has been brewing for a while. It starts with a serious accident back in 2015. Then things really seem to kick off in 2022. And get this, for 2 straight years, he says he's been secretly recording everything, day and night, which all leads to now, July 2024, where he's in the hospital, near death. It's a slow burn that has just completely exploded. And this right here, this is the absolute core of his entire argument. He's saying, look, I was totally clear with you. My problem was never in my head. It was a family issue stemming from what he calls ignorance. From his perspective, the entire medical approach was flawed from the very beginning. They were trying to solve the wrong problem. So if the problem wasn't psychiatric, how does he prove it? Well, this is where he starts to build his case for his own sanity. He's not just saying, hey, I'm not crazy. No, he claims he has a mountain of evidence to prove that he's the one telling the truth. And this just lays it all out, doesn't it? It's like 2 totally different movies playing at the same time. In his version of the story, he's sane, honest, transparent, even successful, all despite what he calls having half a mind. But in the version he claims the doctors were pushing, he's bipolar, grandiose, a liar who needs medication. You can't square these 2 realities. They're polar opposites. And this is his proof. I mean, think about this list. 2 years of nonstop audio recordings. He says he has 2 other psychiatrists who will testify that he's sane. He even throws in that Netflix is supposedly interested in turning his story into a movie. And on top of all that, he claims he uncovered a massive fraud case that the doctors just blew off. This is the arsenal he's bringing to this fight. Yep, $500,000. That's the fraud case he says he brought to his doctor. But instead of looking into it, he claims the doctor just tried to shut him down, accusing him of using drugs as a way to discredit his discovery. For him, this isn't just a detail. It's a huge smoking gun. So as you can see, this message isn't just a sad story from a hospital bed. Not at all. This is an ultimatum. It's a direct challenge to his doctor, and he's making a very clear and very public demand. And I think the way he frames this is pretty clever. He's not just screaming for revenge or payback. He's basically saying, hey, doctor, here's your chance. You can actually be the good guy here. You can show the entire world that good doctors admit when they're wrong, and more importantly, they know how to fix their mistakes. So it's a clear 2-step choice in his mind. Step 1, this whole thing is just a mistake. It's fixable. We can walk this back. But step 2, if you don't fix it,
This mistake is going to blow up into a massive public scandal. He has drawn a line in the sand and dared the doctor to cross it. The ball is completely in the doctor's court now.
And then the story takes a turn. It gets bigger. He zooms way out from his own personal battle and starts talking about this broader philosophy, one he thinks could heal not just individuals, but his entire country. He calls it the Shepherd's Formula. And that name is really important, right? He's connecting his own story, this guy who calls himself a shepherd with a half a mind, to this huge idea, this powerful recipe he believes he's discovered for success and reconciliation for everyone. And what's in this formula? Well, it's pretty simple stuff, things we've all heard before. Love each other, forgive each other, work together, be transparent, don't lie, don't bully people. To him, these aren't just nice, fluffy ideas. They are the absolute fundamental keys to fixing everything, from a family argument to a national crisis. And this quote just says it all. You can really hear the conviction in his voice. He genuinely believes he has found the secret sauce, the formula for how a society can go from, as he puts it, behind the cows, to being prosperous, successful, and cultured all at the same time. And this is where he brings it all back together. He connects his very personal demand for justice to this larger, almost spiritual mission. He's effectively telling his doctor, you want to be part of this big solution? You want to help heal the country? Great. It starts right here, with you, by fixing the mistake you made with me. And he ends on this really powerful, defiant note. It doesn't matter to him if he lives or dies. He's going to hold them accountable. Because for him, this isn't just about his life anymore. It's about a fundamental, timeless battle for truth itself. And as he says, the truth does not die. And so that's where this story leaves us, with this massive, unresolved question just hanging in the air. When you have a battle like this, a patient versus a doctor, a conflict over the very nature of sanity itself, whose truth wins? And maybe more importantly, who gets to be the judge?